A point source, or common source outbreak, is investigated when a group of people are exposed to a common agent at a point in time. For this example, I'm using the Salmonellosis project that's included in Epi Info 7. I'll show you how to open it up so you can follow along. I'm in the Form Designer, and to open the Salmonellosis project, I'll click Open Project, and this shows all of the projects that are included in Epi Info 7. I need to get to the Training Projects folder, and to do that, I need to click Epi Info 7 here at the top of the page. First, I'll double-click the Resources folder, then I'll double-click the Training Projects folder, then the Salmonellosis folder, and finally the Salmonellosis project. Here is the sample form called Survey Final that has data associated with it, and we'll be using it for this video for the Salmonellosis outbreak. You'll create a project and form with similar fields for your project. I'll go to the Enter Data module next by clicking the Enter Data button at the top. The Enter Data module is where you'll input the data from your investigation. For this exercise, our outbreak is centered on a catered company picnic where food was served at 12 p.m. and again at 2 p.m. We need to analyze the data, so in order to do that, we'll go to the Visual Dashboard. There are two ways to get to the Visual Dashboard. I can go back here to the Epi Info 7 main menu and click the Visual Dashboard link, or I can click the Visual Dashboard button here at the Enter Data module. I'm in the Visual Dashboard, and you can see at the top that my data set has already been loaded and I have 150 records. When investigating a point source outbreak, several analyses can be run to help solve the outbreak. I'll show you a few of these analyses, and we'll start with a line listing. A line listing is used to check for any missing data in your form. I'll right-click on the canvas. I'll go to Add Analysis Gadget, then Line List. And for the line list, I'll choose 3 variables as an example. I'll choose ill, interviewed, and onset date. And I'll click Generate Line List. The line list shows that some data is missing for onset date. So if that data is critical to your investigation, you may want to go back and input that data to get accurate results. Next, I'll create an Epi curve to show the progression of the outbreak over time. I'll scroll down for more white space. I'll right-click. I'll go to Add Analysis Gadget. I'll go to Charts and Epi Curve Chart. The main variable is onset date. And I'll click Run. On this Epi curve, you can see that most people became ill on May 7th, which is the peak value. If the outbreak was over the course of several days, you may see multiple peaks. But because we see the majority of cases became ill on May 7th, which just happens to be the day of the company picnic, we'll need to narrow our focus to a specific seating time since people ate at 2 different times. So now let's do a frequency on ill patients who ate at each seating, that is 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. This analysis will help narrow your focus. I'll scroll down for more white space. I'll right-click, go to Analysis Gadget, and select Frequency. The frequency of is ill, and I'll go to Advanced Options, and I'll stratify by 8 at noon, and I'll click Run. This frequency shows the number of ill and non-ill patients who ate at noon. I'll close the second box because we're concentrating on who ate at noon. I'll repeat this frequency to show the number of ill and non-ill patients who ate at 2. I'll right-click on the canvas, go to Add Analysis Gadget, and select Frequency. Frequency of is ill, and Advanced Options, I'll stratify by 8 at 2, and I'll click Run. I'll also close the second box since we're concentrating who ate at 2. Now we can see that our target group will be people who ate at 2 because the majority of cases ate food at the 2 p.m. seating. Now we need to set a filter so that the only records being analyzed are those who ate at 2 p.m. I'll scroll to the right of the canvas. I'll hover over the Data Filters tab, and I'll select the value of field name as 8 at 2. The operator is equal to. The value is yes. And I'll click Add Filter. Now this means our data set is composed of records of people who only ate at 2. And if you look at the top of the canvas, you'll see that we now only have 83 records in the data set. The next step is to create a 2x2 table to calculate the measure of association between the exposure, which is the food items, and the outcome, which is ill. I'll scroll for more canvas space. I'll right-click. I'll go to 2x2 table, and the exposure is the group picnic foods eaten. And of course the outcome is ill. And I'll click Run. This table shows lots of data, but we are mainly interested in the food item and its associated odds ratio. You'll also see a series of single 2x2 tables which shows each food item and shows the proportion of people who are ill versus not ill for the exposure. We're looking at the odds ratio because it represents the odds that an outcome, which is ill, will occur given a particular exposure, of course, which is a food item. I'll click the top of the odds ratio column and it will sort them. Now we see 8 food items that have an odds ratio greater than 1. For the food items with an odds ratio greater than 1, we need to look at the p-values in the single table analysis to see if they are significant. With the confidence interval set at 95%, the p-value should be less than 0.05 to be significant. Let's look at the Reuben sandwich as an example, because the Reuben has several ingredients in it that could cause someone to become ill with salmonella if the food is not properly stored or maintained. I have scrolled down in the single table analysis and found the Reuben, and looking at the p-value, it is not less than 0.05, so we know it isn't significant. Also, we need to be sure to check all of the exposure items with odds ratios less than 1 to see if they are significant. I'm going to look at a couple. Potato chips first. Egg salad sandwich. Chef salad. Since none of these items have significant values, we'll look at specific ingredients to see if a single ingredient caused the outbreak instead of a single food item. And so for this example, the single food item we'll check is eggs. Eggs are in the chef salad and the egg salad sandwich. Now we'll have to create a new variable for the ingredient egg. So we'll use the Defined Variables tab to create a variable using a conditional assignment. I'll hover over the Defined Variables tab. I'll click New Variable with Conditional Assignment. We'll name the new field 8 eggs. It's a text field, so I'll go ahead and click the Create Edit Condition button. The field name is Chef Salad, the operator is equal to, and the value is yes, and I'll click Add Condition. Now I need to do the same thing for Egg Salad Sandwich. The field name is Egg Salad Sandwich, the operator is equal to, the value is yes, and I'll click Add Condition. Now I'll need to choose Condition with AND or Condition with OR. In this case, I'm going to click OR because it's either the chef salad or the egg salad. Now I'll click OK. The assigned value is yes. I'll also click Use Else, and the else value is no. And I'll click OK. Now we have a new variable called 8 eggs. We'll do another 2x2 table on 8 eggs to see if this ingredient is the source of the contamination. I'll scroll down for white space. I'll right-click, Add Analysis Gadget, 2x2 table, and the exposure is 8 eggs, and the outcome is ill. And I'll click Run. We can see that the odds ratio is greater than 1 and the p-value is less than 0.05, indicating that this exposure is positively related to the cause of salmonella, therefore solving the outbreak. This means that the people who ate food with eggs at the 2 p.m. seating are most likely the ones exposed to salmonella. You can also create additional variables for common ingredients to see if other ingredients could have been the source of the outbreak. You have just been shown how to use Epi Info 7 to investigate a point source or common source outbreak. Thanks for watching, and look for more user support videos coming soon.